I had a level 7 degree apprenticeship offer from EY sitting in my inbox, big four firm, fully paid off degree, and I turned it down. This is the full story of why and everything that happened afterwards. I want to jump straight in, but first of all, hello, my name is Angelina. I'm 18. I make 10K a month through remote sales. And yes, that is the same type of sales that you see all of those boss US girlies doing and making insane amounts of money from. But yeah, let's just jump straight in. So just a bit of context, I worked extremely hard to land my apprenticeship, right? I spent so many hours preparing for interviews, assessment centers, literally everything. And I put my all into it, right? Because at the time, with what I was presented, it was really either uni or an apprenticeship, and apprenticeship seemed like the better option, right? I would get paid, I would get work experience. It just seemed like the better option from what I was given. And for those of you who don't know, degree apprenticeships have an insanely low acceptance rate. It's like 0.7% or something. Really, you're getting a fully funded degree, you have a structured career path. To a lot of people, it's literally like setting you up for life. So when I told my family, my friends, my parents, literally everybody around me, even myself, everybody was very excited for me, right? I had worked so hard, and obviously finally my hard work had actually paid off. I landed a degree apprenticeship with EY, as well as a bunch of uni offers, some of which included placements which were paid with PwC. And yeah, everybody was extremely excited for me, right? I was also really excited for myself. But as it kind of got closer to me actually starting the apprenticeship, I did start to realize a couple of little things, which despite all of my hard work were starting to kind of put me off. Even though I did attend things like induction days where I had good experiences, right? I realized these offices have great community feels. Everybody's really friendly. I would be gaining a skill in some ways, like I would be learning accounting, but I just started to notice all of these little things. I was on holiday in the summer after my A-levels, just relaxing with my boyfriend, and I realized that this was only going to be like 4 or 5 weeks of my year maximum, right? The rest of the time was going to be spent doing 8-hour days, sat behind a desk all day, every day. And I just realized that this was not going to give me the life that I wanted, right? All of my freedom was basically be stripped. Yeah, I would have a stable income, even though, to be honest, the pay itself was not going to be very good compared to what I was seeing other people doing, right? But the biggest thing for me outside of the pay thing was just the freedom. I didn't want to spend almost 50 weeks of my year behind a desk doing work for somebody else. And it was around that time that I was actually introduced to high-ticket sales as well. And I literally saw people my age doing sales, traveling the world, doing all of the things that I was missing from the apprenticeship and that were really putting me off of it. And they were earning like tenfold what I would have been earning. And so something honestly just clicked for me. I started thinking about what I really wanted, why I had gone down the path that I had. And I realized that I didn't have a passion for accounting. Right? I didn't have a passion for maths. Yeah, I enjoyed maths in school, and that's really why I went down the accounting route, but that's because that's all I really thought that there was. Honestly, it's something I've always struggled with, and I feel like this is pretty common. I wish that I had a passion for something like saving lives, so I become a doctor, or helping people, so I become a lawyer, but I never had that kind of a passion. And I realized that really my passion was just building a life for myself that I see and want to live, right? And that was not going to happen through my degree apprenticeship. And I realized that because I hadn't had the chance to be exposed to other things outside of the uni or the apprenticeship route, or just getting a 9 to 5 after school, that I had limited myself to an apprenticeship, which, don't get me wrong, apprenticeships are, a very good thing to land if you want to live that type of a life, right? As I said earlier, 0.7% acceptance rate, you get work experience, you get paid, but it wasn't going to give me what I was passionate about, which was create the life that I wanted to live. I realized I was passionate about doing something where I was going to see my life changing around me straight away. I didn't want to have to wait, 4 years to get my degree and to get my certifications, and I have to work another 40 years to become a partner of some company, right? I wanted to see immediate changes to my life. I don't care about becoming the best accountant or the best auditor or whatever. I just wanted my life to be the way that I've envisioned it for my whole life, right? Really, what do I want for myself? I just wanted to travel the world, make money, and retire my parents. Those are the 3 things. And I knew that my degree was not going to get me there. I knew that the degree apprenticeship was not going to get me there. And so I chose to go down a route that actually would. And that really in itself was eventually the thing that tipped me over the edge and made me reject my apprenticeship. And don't get me wrong, it was a hard decision for me to make, because I'm sure, as you guys know, when you put so much effort into something, you put so much time and so much dedication into achieving something, it's really hard to turn that down, even though it's just not aligned with where you're at, right? And also, don't get me wrong either. I didn't go straight into entrepreneurship and freelancing and working for myself with sales. I ended up still going to uni for a month. I was doing a very good degree. I was doing the Flying Start degree where I would have a paid placement with PwC. But even then, like, I just felt stagnant, right? I thought that I could go to uni and it would give me time to do sales and I would still have the stability of the degree behind me. But really, like, I just couldn't do it. I would go to my lectures and I just felt so bored and so out of place because I was just like, what am I really getting out of this? In 4 years' time, I'm going to have a degree and yeah, I might have had a bit of work experience, but then it's like, 4 years' time, I'm still not going to have achieved anything that I wanted to achieve. I'm still going to have to work out a different way to do that because a 9 to 5 is not going to do that for me. And so it just did not make sense for me to stay. So I left uni after a month as well. Like, when everybody around you who you want to be like is moving forward and you are staying stagnant, really you're just in decline, right? And I'm not telling you that to start sales or to start some kind of side thing, right? Something to actually help you move towards your real goals, not the goals that you've kind of fallen into a trap of thinking are your own goals. You don't have to leave uni. I'm not telling you to quit your job right now, right? But just start doing something rather than accepting the path that is always projected onto us. And so I left uni in around November time, and ever since I've literally gone full-time sales, and honestly, I've never been happier. I'm now doing over 10K a month with sales. I've been able to send money back to my parents every month to take a bit of the load off of their back, which has honestly been the most fulfilling part. I've traveled more than I honestly ever would have thought I would have. And yeah, like, honestly, let me tell you, the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away is those lifestyles. Think of like the Shelby Sapps, all of those American influencers. You can do that as well. It is not restricted to them. I think as well, something that I thought was like, they're just different somehow. Things are different in America. Like, they have some level up that we just don't have, but it's not true. You can live that same Pilates matcha lifestyle that they do, where you go in the morning and then you have the whole day to do a bit of work, but it's like whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. You can do that as well. You just have to find the right vehicle, because I'm sorry to break it to you, the 9 to 5, the uni, the degree apprenticeship route is not going to do that for you. Honestly, I would say the biggest thing that I learned from landing my apprenticeship is that if I put my mind to something, even if it's something with less than a 1% acceptance rate, I can do it. And so if I can do it with that, with landing a degree apprenticeship, with getting into uni, there's no reason why I can't do it with something that's actually going to take me there, like a proper vehicle, like sales, for example. So, ladies, if you want to follow along with my journey, you want to get some more mindset knowledge, you want to learn a bit more about sales, drop me a follow on Instagram and TikTok, which I'll put below, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll see you next time.